All right, guys, welcome back to the crypto segment on the Highs and Lows podcast, where we talk about everything happening in the crypto space. Today, we're going to be talking about a few stuffs that has been happening in the market, and one of the most exciting stuffs is the fact that the bio protocol that we've been talking about. If you listen to our last episode, we spoke about bio, its launchpad, and why people should be bullish on desci. So their first project just went live this week, barely 72 hours ago. And that project was actually very, very successful. It did over 100x returns for participants. And yeah, the Sasonis community did benefit from it. So I'll be walking through how this launchpad performs and also how that particular project did perform. So the name of the project is Aburia. For those that haven't listened to our previous episodes where we spoke about the bio ecosystem, desci, and the bio launchpad, please ensure to watch the previous video. And also, if you want to get more insight and details about the step-by-step guide on how to position yourself for the launchpad, you could join our Twitter Spaces or Clubhouse in the Sasonis community where we talk about those things. So the project, Aburia, it performed really well. It was launched this week. The pre-sale was on Monday. I think that should be 25th or 26th of August. That was when the pre-sale was done. And all people had to do was actually commit their SP tokens that they had earned via yapping on bio and staking, yapping on X, and also staking some bio tokens. And they were able to get some allocation. So depending on the quantity of allocation you got, some persons got $25 allocation, meaning they could only invest $25. Some got $200 allocation, meaning they could only invest $200. But it was very rare to see anybody that got up to $300 allocation, like extremely rare. Less than 3% of total participants got up to $200 allocation. But most persons got on average $10 to $50 allocation. But yeah, now, so based on the performance, it turned a mere $25 allocation to over $4,000. Like, that's how well it's performed. So even if you were able to take profit late, you could have still at least turned your $25 to minimum $2,000, even if you took profit late. Because right now, till this moment, it's still holding a certain level of FDV. So it means that those that invested $25, they are still sitting on minimum $2,000. So I hope that's clear, which if you do the calculation is more than 80x, that's times 80 what you invested. Now they have subsequent projects too that would launch on the bio launchpad. To give you a breakdown on how to go about this and how to participate, you have to join the Sasonis community, because to be quite lengthy to walk you through the process and also questions. Yeah, so next, desci, talking about desci projects and desci season. There are so many desci projects out there. Bio is one of them. The Aburia that did over 100x is also one of them, and there are lots of others too, both new ones that will be launched and some that are yet to be launched, and some that have already been launched and are still very undervalued. So we do share the ones we are buying with the community. If you want to also have access to that, you still need to join the community. I've also shared in the previous video some of them that personally I was bullish on and that I was accumulating. So you can still watch the previous videos to see those ones. Now, it's worth noting that the desci ecosystem is still extremely young. We have barely scratched the surface. We are yet to start seeing like solid results of the funds that are being used and poured into this whole desci. This is like the foundational phase. So when we'll start seeing this ecosystem take off aggressively and start reaping the actual fruits of our labor, talking of seeing most desci projects above $200-300 million FDV, that might take about 6 months to probably more than a year. Then when humanity will start reaping the benefits and returns on what this desci is all about, I'm talking about helping humans generally in terms of health, longevity, and a whole lot of other stuff that they're working on. It might take more than 5, 6, 7 years before we start seeing some of those things, but the future is bright. That's the most important thing. Next, we have another pre-sale that we did participate on, and we did participate in rather the Galaxy pre-sale. The ticker is Galac, done by Orai and via their platform agents.land, which was actually successful but with a lesser return on investment. So it did like a decent 200 and something percent in a few hours, moving from 68 70k FTV to above 250k FTV. So do the maths, that's like a decent 200% return on investment, depending on where you got in though. And for those that got allocation based on the staked ORI or max for 24 hours, they are able to get in at lower FDV, around 10k, 15k, 20k FDV, based on the allocation that they were given. So for those ones, they made 10x returns. Some made 10x returns, some made 700% returns. You get, but on average, they made roughly 700% returns, basically. Yeah, so that's about Ori. And yeah, there will still be more agents that will be launching on the Ori ecosystem via agents.land. People can still go and launch their own agents. So this is like the first one on the 2.0 that they're actually launching. So next, we'll be looking at what to expect in the month of September. It's most likely the last day of August. So we're looking at what will be happening in the month of September. We've seen Bitcoin rally again to almost $109,000. It's no surprise because we expected the month of August to be bearish. This is something we have been seeing even when Bitcoin got to $122K and even created a new all-time high in the month of August. We said it that this month the expectation is for it to close bearish. We're expecting a bearish month, and we opened slightly above 115k. Right now we're still sitting around 110k or thereabouts on average. So we're not surprised whatever is happening this month. We've seen a retest of 108k, which is totally fine. Now, what to expect in the month of September? So what we're expecting in the month of September is very straightforward. We're expecting more consolidation within the first 2 weeks, but afterwards we're expecting a breakout. So generally speaking, we're expecting September to be slightly better than August. It should close better than August. And also, since we're expecting like a rate cut, we think September would usher us into a very bullish October. So for those that are looking at investment or investing in the market, the last window you have is most likely the month of September. Afterwards, most assets will start skyrocketing. You'll start seeing 50, 80, 100% plus, maybe as much as 1000% return on investment. And yeah, there are assets that are actually within our threshold that we're looking at in terms of the FDV. We have been researching on those assets for a while, and we'll share them too in subsequent episodes. So please, if you have questions, ensure to leave your comments, ensure to join the community, because in the community we do more in-depth analysis. Even on trading, some trades that we take, we do more in-depth analysis. Even on opportunities, we drop either for pre-sale opportunities or airdrop opportunities. We do lots of that in the community, either via our Twitter spaces or via our Clubhouse, or by just communicating those information in the Telegram channel that we have. So if you really want to be part of the community, it's quite easy. And it's not a must you join the Sassonis community, by the way. There are still other solid crypto communities that you can still join. As long as you're getting value, that's the most important thing. And it's not paid, by the way. It's not paid, but you should be able to get value for your time spent. So feel free, if you want to join the community, the link is in the description. You can join the community and maybe follow us too on Twitter. So thanks guys, and see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.